In today's Simply Trending, we are talking about Black history and the creator working to ensure it's celebrated well beyond the month of February. Let's start with a pop quiz. Can you name any of these historical figures? If not, you're part of the same audience digital creator Taylor Cassidy is informing with her online series, Fast Black History. The series teaches viewers about notable African Americans and contributions they've made in the United States.
When you look at these men, do you know who they are? The founding fathers. But I'm pretty sure old Georgie never had a six-pack. What else is history covering up? These people, you know them from that same raggedy poster they put up every February. But how much do you truly know about them?
And now she has a book, Black History is Your History, which was released last fall and introduces readers to Black icons you might not have learned about in the classroom. Lucky us, author of Black History is Your History, Taylor Cassidy, joins us now. She's also the digital creator of Fast Black History, which has about 2.5 million followers across platforms. So good to see you.
So good to see you, too. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I want to start kind of at the beginning.
Okay.
Because I understand that as a child, your family talked a lot about Black history. What made you then want to share that with the world?
Yes, so Black history was a huge part of my childhood. My mom, from the start, knew that she wanted to have Black history education be a priority in our household. And me as a child, I loved movies growing up. I loved to read. I fell in love with stories. And so as I grew up and discovered that there wasn't a lot of diverse education in my public schooling, I started to connect those two loves and dive into the stories that I could see myself in. And it really helped me to grow a passion and become a history buff myself for Black history.
I love that. And I know one of your first videos was about Percy Julian.
Yes.
About 15 seconds long. And there was a lot of comedy in it as well as information. How do you go about choosing what to talk about and why make it fast, too?
Yes, so for me, it's all fun. And most of the time I find my topics just by scrolling down social media and thinking to myself, oh, well, this reminds me of that in history. Oh, the same thing happened with this historical figure. And it makes it really easy to connect history with our present moment. And I needed it to be fast because I wanted it to connect with people my age.
Younger people.
Younger people, yes, because, you know, we're on social media. Our attention spans are very short. And it made it accessible to people who maybe didn't have time to sit down and read a really, really long book. Or maybe that's not part of their daily routine.
Right. You know? And you mentioned, right, the way we teach some history lessons can be a little tired in some ways.
Yes.
You have your new book. You focus on 12 specific icons that people might not know about. How did you go about selecting them?
It was a long list. Oh my gosh, it was a long list. You know, I have over 100 episodes of the online series.
Oh, wow.
And so I really dwindled it down to a list that would show a range of different careers and a range of different backstories so that anybody could find something that they were interested in or that they related with. And I also found stories where I could put my own personal story in there to connect it to the present.
Like what you learned. And I've reported a lot about Black history in the country, the fight over whether or not it should be taught. And I know the internet can also be a tough place.
Yes.
You nod.
Yes.
Have you gotten any pushback for some of the work you're doing, and how do you deal with that?
Oh, for sure. You know, it comes with the territory anytime you're talking about Black history, Black issues in general. And most of the time, the way I handle it is I use it as a chance to educate even further. So if I receive a comment that claims that a historic fact that I've shared is incorrect because of whatever reasoning, first of all, I'll make sure I'm not in the wrong. And then I'll go and find things to recommend to the person to learn about, like, hey, read about this battle in history, read about this historical figure, and try and give them even more resources to further their curiosity and education.
Yeah, and you're not just teaching, you also share about self-love, self-discovery. Why is that important to you?
Well, for me, what I experienced in the classroom and honestly online as well is that whenever people teach about Black history, it's very focused on trauma and defeat. And the way that I grew up learning Black history, it was so complex and it held space for both joy and love and victory alongside the harsh realities of what has happened. And so it was extremely important for me to mesh those two things together and widen people's perspectives of what Black people's history can be.
Well, I look forward to us reading about you in the history books in the years to come. Taylor Cassidy, truly a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.